It's about life, love, and liberation.
One of the OG original street warriors. Images shape your reality. Brother Amon Rashidi.
Hip-hop has infiltrated every single facet of American culture.
The same necklaces started the same clothes with the same lyrical content of our uncle and me.
Don't nobody stand for nothing.
Whoever controls the minds of your children controls the destiny of your race.
These words may end up being something that may save your life.
Ladies and gentlemen, fasten your seatbelts. Amon Rashidi.
We the willing, led by the unknowing, are doing the impossible for the ungrateful. We've done so much for so long with so little that we're now qualified to do anything with nothing. I'm your man, Amon Rashidi, a.k.a. Papa Raw.
Yo, live on the ground, Black Boots in Chi-Town. It's your man, Unseen. What's happening, y'all?
Hey, for those of you who don't know what Chi-Town, it is Chicago. And we kicking it off tonight with my man, Sam Radford. Been a long time, but there's a lot of things going on. You need to be updated, and we need to get the family back together. Because it's about life, love, liberation. Holla at you in the Griot Minute.
It's about life, love, liberation. Amon Rashidi with the Griot Nation. The Griot Nation. Life, love, liberation. Amon Rashidi with the Griot Nation. Life, love, liberation.
I love being black. I love being black.
This is up.
I love being whole black. Say it loud. I'm black and I'm proud.
This is up.
I love being black.
RBG,
Third room, Greg G, Stick Man,
Red, black,
I
and
love being
green.
whole black.
This is a golden production. Let's go.
Why so many black girls pick the white dog? It's cause and effect, time to get it right, y'all. Teach the young queens natural hair is a crown. Dark or light brown, still black and you proud. You don't have to wear a wig on your head like a towel. Your own natural hair got infinite styles. The fuller the lips, the juicier the smile is. The fuller the hips, that Nubian is obvious. The darker the skin, the more rich the melanin. Black is original, we come from the elements. Built pyramids, rode elephants. Map the universe before the telescope. Before the slave boats came to America, we was already indigenous to the area. Science itself, all bones go back to Lucy. So miss me with all that Amerigo for species.
I love being black. I love being black. I love being whole black. Say it loud. I'm black and I'm proud. I love being black. I love being black. I love being whole black. Say it loud. I'm black and I'm proud.
Black population settled Latin America, pre-Columbus. Artifacts leak traces of black subjects before slave ships sailed the Caribbean and the Mexican region, more African roots than European. That's why the Spanish caste system was put in place. The white was slate, erased black history as base. Racial distinction to maintain slavery. Propaganda spread to enforce white purity, but pure Spanish blood never existed for 800 years. As Moorish rule in Spain, blood was mixed up against the facts. They can't laugh at you. Look at the map. Spain is right above Africa. After the conquest, the fight for the people. Call me black, call me brown, call me Afro mestizo. When the U.S. used the term Hispanic, they're erasing the indigenous, the Asian, the African, the blackness.
I love being black. I love being black. I love being whole black. Say it loud. I'm black and I'm proud. I love being black. I love being black. I love being whole black. Say it loud. I'm black and I'm proud.
Indigenous and European, third root is Africa. Just a word instills fear into an evil man. Truth is power, smack the devil with an open hand. Make him bow in the presence of a black man. And a Mexican with roots that run as deep as mine. They separate, divide and conquer with a borderline. I erase it and replace it with the bottom line. Created equal, God's work, we all brothers. Now you can love it, you can hate it, you can ride the fence, debate it. What's the use? We got the knowledge and it's bulletproof. Cutlass coupe, honey brown, cruising through the streets of San Antonio. Windows down, system loud, blaring third root. Symbols of a holy truth, old friends, new group. Same blues, howling like a wolf at a full moon. Shine, selling bootleg, to post it like a JPEG. This is high resolution.
I love being black. I love being black. I love being whole black. Say it loud. I'm black and I'm proud. I love being black. I love being black. I love being whole black. Say it loud. I'm black and I'm proud. When is this gonna end? Look at all the different colors of our skin. Black is not our color, it's our core. It's what we've been living and fighting and dying for. But if you choose to be called African American and that's your preference, then I'll give you that reference. But I know on this issue I don't stand alone on my own. And if I do, then let me be me. And I'd appreciate it if when you see me, you say, there goes a man who says it loud. I'm black, and I'm proud. Because I love being black. I love being called black. Yeah, I said it, and I don't take it back.
It is Griot music. It's a conscious corner where the conscious community hangs out, y'all, but everybody's invited. That is Third Root out of San Antonio. Hotel Griot Nation, I told you we were going to get Sam Radford on the line tonight, and we got him. Sam, man, I was all excited, man. I had to just jump through hoops and got you back on the air, brother. It's been a while, man, but how you been, man?
Oh, man, I've been awesome. Hotel to you, and I'm excited to be back on the air with the Griot Nation. It's been a minute, but it's been a lot of work going on since that time, but I listen to you every week, though.
Hey, Sam, I certainly appreciate it, man, because you always, you keep me abreast of the pulse of what's happening. And I mentioned before we had a little issues a few minutes ago, man, that around the country there was a lot of people who contacted me that listen in other countries, brother, based off some of the things that you were doing, and people have started to mimic some of your behavior patterns in reference, at least some of the things you're doing as a community organizer. I just want to say keep up the good work in any way that we can be helpful. Sam, these airways are your airways.
Hotel, brother, and you have done that. Obviously, for people who've been following your show, you know you made a great impact on our ability to mobilize parents when we did our protest, a couple years ago, and now we get ready to get into that mode again. We've had a lot of major victories since then, and so we're looking forward to your continued support, and we're happy to keep your listeners up to date on the battles that's going on here for the hearts and minds and bodies of our people.
Well, what's been going on, Sam? You sent us a document, and there's some things about to happen. What do we need to alert our people and make them aware of? Because even after you're on the air, brother, I'll keep on pushing it, brother, as long as you need me to.
Okay, so let me just tell people real quickly that, as you know, we have been fighting to say that our children who are in failing schools in Buffalo, New York, 48 out of the 57 public schools are failing schools. That means their schools not in good standing. And there's a federal law, Section 1116 of No Child Left Behind, and a Section 120.3 of the state law that says that any child who attends a failing school has the right to transfer to a school in good standing. And so, and there are 98 school districts in West New York, and only in the urban school districts do children are there any failing schools. None of the suburban or rural schools have any failing schools. And so what we said is that we can't have our children going to these failing schools, and so we went and we encouraged parents last year to request a transfer to a school in good standing. And obviously when you have 27,000 out of 34,000 students who are eligible, there's not enough room. So we had them apply anyway. And then the school district came back and said that, all right, well, we know you applied, but there's not enough, there's nowhere to move you to, so they denied them their right to transfer. And so then we appealed that to the state education department and said that that's in violation of state law. The state education department came in and did an investigation, and they agreed with us. And they made a ruling last week, Monday, on May 29th, that said the Buffalo Board of Education is out of compliance with Section 120.3 of state education law and required them to accommodate those students who didn't get a transfer this year, and to come up with a plan for any student who wants to transfer this year. So that's up to 27,000 students who are eligible to transfer. They have a responsibility to transfer them or create capacity for them. So if there is no space for them, they give them 10 options on what they can do to create space, which is they can create new schools. They can create new district-sponsored charter schools. They can create satellite schools for schools that are currently in good standing, or they can come up with a transfer agreement with suburban school districts and transfer them to suburban school districts, or they can come up with an agreement with private schools and take the public money and pay it to the private schools. But what they cannot do under no circumstances is leave a child in a failing school who wants to leave that school. And now, this is where it gets really interesting, Brother Rashidi. This has been a federal law since 2002. This is true for every large urban school district in the country. And this is the first time that the state education department has ruled that this law has to be enforced. So anybody in any large urban school district in the country need to look at Section 1116 of the No Child Left Behind legislation and see the public school choice legislation says we do not have to leave our children languishing in failing schools.
Sam, first of all, I love it, and I appreciate you, brother, for keeping us aware and keeping us informed. I really would like to do something on a regular basis, Sam, to keep us, because a lot of times when you come on, you inform us with a lot of good information, and sometimes it might get lost if I don't loop it and run it again next week, or maybe get you back on regularly. Sam, I mean, you are definitely what we call a major resource in the community, not just the Buffalo community, because you setting precedent, Sam, around the United States and activating people around the globe. So whatever you need from us, the Griot Nation is pushing and we're promoting, brother. Anything else you'd like to add to that, Sam?
Yeah, let me just say to people how to act on this. So that means all the parents in the Buffalo Public Schools, you are going to get a letter before the end of the school year. All 27,000 of you are going to get a letter telling you that you have the right to transfer. And then you have from July 1st to July 31st to go to the school registration office at 422 Ash Street in Buffalo to put in a transfer request for your child. So between July 1st and July 31st, we are going to actually have a transfer day. We're going to start announcing a transfer day sometime in the first week of July, where we're going to all go down there together for people who want support in their process to make sure that they understand what's going on and why it's going on, brother. So we're asking all parents to look out for that transfer day, and we're asking parents, and this is my final appeal, to please care enough about your child to not leave your child in the failing school.
Yes, sir.
You know, and that's really the critical message today. Please, stand up and fight for your child. I don't know if I've said it on the radio before, but in Buffalo, there is a Say Yes scholarship program, Brother Rashidi, that says that every single child that graduates from a Buffalo public or charter high school has the right to, it has a full scholarship to college already paid for. Just yesterday, they announced there are 5 more schools that have been added to that Say Yes scholarship. Harvard, Georgetown, Duke, Northwestern, and Notre Dame have all been added to the list of colleges. It's all of state university colleges of New York, all of city university colleges of New York, all of them are in that school, but we also got 24 private colleges around the country that anybody who graduates from a Buffalo public or charter high school has a full scholarship already paid for based on the philanthropy of the Say Yes to Education organization. So this is a critical time for parents to stand up and fight for their children.
Well, first of all, you're getting community organizing one-on-one and one-on-two from Sam Radford. And this is the level of commitment that we need, and the inspiration and the information that you're giving us, Sam. I'm telling you, people around the country are hearing it, and they are mobilizing, and thank you for that. Is there any way that they can contact you if they need more information, or if, after the show is over and they want to get more involved?
Yeah, if you want more information, go to our website, www.buffalodpcc.org, buffalodpcc.org. That's for District Parent Coordinating Council. Or you can call us at area code 716-578-3571. And earlier, Brother Rashidi, I gave 422 Ash Street as the address. That correct address is 33 Ash Street. You have to go to 33 Ash Street to put in for your transfer request.
Well, Sam, hey, man, next week, if you need to hit us back again, or if you want to choose another time, you just contact Sister Rose, and brother, our microphone is your microphone.
Okay, I'll do that. Matter of fact, I got a parent who's she was actually prepared to come on today. So next week, I'll have her call back. She's going to be exercising this right, and she's going to be encouraged. She's going to be leading the effort for the people who want to transfer. And so we'll make sure that she gets to call in next week and bring you up to date.
Yes, sir, and we want to continue this, Sam. If there's any other activities or any other information that you think is not only relevant for New York, but for any people that's listening, you more than earn the right. So keep us posted, Sam. Thank you, brother.
Hotep, brother. Thanks for the support.
All right, Hotep, bro.
Hotep.
Well, as I said earlier about Sam Radford, he's always on the case, unseen, man. And with you being in Chicago, I know there's a lot of things going on, not only in Buffalo, but I want to hear about what's going on in Chicago, because I think there's the fruit ain't falling too far from the tree, bro.
No doubt, man. The real issue, man, it appears as though there's an epidemic of, punitive action versus, redemptive action going on around the nation, man. Here in Chicago, Mayor Mark Kirk has proposed a gangster disciple lockup of 18,000 gang members immediately. And so, man, you got Fred Hampton Jr., and a couple of other brothers here in the community that are fighting it, and they're not really getting that much support, via other politicians and other people in the system. But there are peace rallies and other protest getting ready to take place, man. But you're talking about 18,000 people, regardless of their criminal record, just based on affiliation with the Gangster Disciple gang. That's who's being targeted, the Gangster Disciple.
Well, you know, I've had some issues to begin with, even with listening to the young folks talk about as a transition. I heard you talk about it. For those of you who don't know, let me repeat again that my man Unseen is on the ground in Chicago right now, in Chicago, Illinois. So I want people to understand that we're always putting it down. We figure out a way to get to where we need to get to give you what you need in reference to information. And with that, I'm going to segue to my point. These are war zones that have been created and the government ignored and neglected it. I believe that most of the gangs and the rise of gangs across America was due to neglected children where social services have been denied. And in doing so, you penalize them, creating criminality, and all of a sudden what has evolved is these children who are rebellious and defy themselves with a particular name. And now what we got, man, is you forcing these children to cross over war zones in the midst of Unseen, all these people that are dying. And, you know, our president, do you see his presence there? Let me ask you that before I get critical.
No, I don't, man. And the main thing is, you know, I was at the State of Black Chicago address 2 weeks ago. And, you know, Lupe Fiasco was there. I'm the brother from Black Enterprise. The brother's name escapes me right now, but the head of Black Enterprise magazine was there. And, you know, that was a mass, to be honest with you, man, the little uproar behind the president not doing the job is much louder than the opposite. In other words, people rallying behind him. It seems as though people have come to expect more, and it's not happening. You're talking about 54 schools. They're looking to close here from minor things like lack of air conditioning and things of that nature, where the schools they're going to don't even have air conditioning at all or need air conditioning fixed also. So they're playing shuffle the children around to war zones, and the people here, man, you know, are very fed up about it.
My question, though, I'm saying is we violated all policies, all legal, for all forms of representation, any process that I've ever seen to give crooks. When I say crooks, I'm talking about criminals on Wall Street, this money. And even after they blew the money and they came back, we granted them the opportunity to have the money again. All of these were unique processes and interruption and government intervention. And they didn't care how they got it done. They just got it done. So you mean to tell me that we got schools where children ain't got air conditioning and they barely can function, and this Negro can't figure out how to put something in place to take care of them? Why you don't circumvent those laws? See, he just got to be called to order. And I know it's not just his personal responsibility, but he got the highest job in America. And he said, you know what I'm going to do? And I hope EJ gets a chance to see it. I'm going to organize black people. I want to play that again so maybe he can remember what he said. See, because I understand that he was up to... Have you heard anything from my man, Jeremiah Wright? Has he just gone
silent? No, sir. No, I haven't heard any affiliation, any words concerning Jeremiah Wright ever since his affiliation with the president was mentioned.
See, and here's the other thing. He is in the, with Chicago, if you start looking back in history at all the things that happened in Chicago, other than things that we know happened in the South, these were some of the greatest champions for our liberation that ever walked the planet. And with that being the case, there's no way he went to Jeremiah Wright's church and didn't understand nationalism, Pan-Africanism. And I understand that you're the president, but there has to be some equity or some balance for the people who look like you. And I'll just stop there. And the other part of what you said, Unseen, too, there's a lot of things that are going on in Chicago that we don't know about. A lot of things are probably not going on in Dallas that they don't know about in Chicago. A lot of things probably going on in New York that they don't know about in Alabama. And the one thing that we want to do at Griot Nation is to be that forum where everybody can have that information. And that's what we're seeking to do. And that's why you have Unseen in Chicago. That's why you got EJ in Baton Rouge. That's why we got Big Cypher up there in Birmingham. We got hearts and minds and bodies all over the place, man. And tell me one other thing, bro. What about the artists there? What's the vibration from what you're hearing on the radio there, man?
Man, it's pretty diverse, man. One thing about Chicago that I've heard differently than places I've been around the country, especially Dallas, is that the local artist scene is very rich, man, very dynamic. Some of the best talent is not the national artists from Chicago, but the local artists, man. They have some really hot young brothers, but they're being supported on the local scene, even making a living on the local scene without even having to be, on a national level. So you got an industry circumventing type of deal going on, but is really working, man, and it's encouraging.
Well, one thing that I'm saying, even with, some of the stuff you sent me in reference to Big Daddy Kane, and, I heard my man Trick Daddy, and I guess who was it I mentioned to you that I've been hearing? We chimed in on him, Scarface. Yeah, and you're hearing a lot of artists now who are back on the scene again, who just totally disenchanted with where we're going music-wise. And I call this the Griot way, man, where people are speaking out now. And, sometimes, a long time ago, we didn't just put out music just because we wanted to make $1. People would write songs because they felt better unseen. And put out music to change the, just the vibration. Now it's just about money. And I heard 2 Chainz got locked up. I don't never advocate nobody being locked up. Just lock up his mouth. And then we'll be all right.
What did he get locked up for? I hadn't heard that.
Well, he had an entourage, and I heard he went through the airport, and, he was dumb enough to keep the weed himself. Come on now. All these people out here on the streets, you know what I mean? They just on the street. They ain't street-wise. That's why you have an entourage, I thought. Ain't that how you put it in the loop? I know a little about the streets out here. Is that what happened out there? All you hip-hoppers call me. Tell me. Because if these are the new G's, we need some C's, some B's, and some other alphabets, because we in trouble.
No doubt. And then I think in the show, man, later on in the show, we need to look back at, how it was done in the past, man, with the Kumo D's, KR Swans, the Miss Melodies, Dougie Fresh. They came together and did Self-Destruction. Here's the deal, though. If you get that video, man, you have a group of people who have a platform who came together almost in a convention type of manner, sat down at the table and discussed what they could come up with, to throw off some of the violence that they were witnessing in their community. Right now, we so busy making $1. It appears as though that we don't have the foresight and the vision to do it. And I hope Griot Nation, like you spoke about earlier, that we'll start making phone calls about what's going on in our local areas and making, a concerted effort to stand up just like those brothers did in the past, man, because if we don't, in a minute, man, there ain't gonna be no children to save.
Well, we've been saying for a long, long time, they're creating layers unseen. These layers, and sometimes act as a buffer to get for us to get to our people. But we're breaking through those layers. Next, we got our man Johnny Riley coming up. We got the Black Agenda Report. Say, man, what else we got, man?
We got the groups out in Chicago, man. We got a brother that's doing something magnificent. Definitely got to get him on the air. He has the No Eviction campaign where he's taking homeless people. He's going in the neighborhoods where places are dilapidated. And literally going in the buildings and putting the people in the buildings, regardless of what the landlord, the people are saying. And even though, it's been illegal on a couple of cases, it's actually raised the conversation about what the city is going to do about some of Chicago's homeless, man. So a lot of good examples going on out here. So hopefully we want to get that brother on a little later. But beyond that, man, we got Cora D. We got Rapidemic like we always do. Can't forget about relationships coming up, man, and most definitely help against the parents, because we definitely need that guidance. So Griot Nation, always and forever.
It's about life, love, liberation. Amon Rashidi with the Griot Nation. The Griot Nation. Life, love, liberation. Amon Rashidi with the Griot Nation. Life, love, liberation. Griot Proverbs.
My God! When you're feeling close to death, yet not in the grave. When you emerge in negative aggression and oppression like a master to a slave. When you're reaching up, although sometimes your feet won't even touch the ground. When you're embracing a smile, yet always ending up with a frown. When you're reaching for goals that sometimes seem to be so out of touch, but achieving short victories that never seem to bring you up. That's when you gotta reach down, way down into the valley of your soul and recapture your spiritual fire before it's consumed by the cold. Stop planning for dreams that you never planned to make come true. See, that's the ultimate irony of making a fool of both me and you. Call forth the creative energy that brought you into existence. Then claim your victory through faith, strong will, and human persistence. Let Ra be your light and let Ursa be your power. Let my yacht be the balance that controls every human hour. See, luck is but the uncertainty of a man who's lost and confused, disguised by an optimism only serves to keep you misused. Because right knowledge corrects wrong behavior. I'm Amon Rashidi, and that was just another Griot Nation Proverb.
Our website, www.griotnationradio.com. Email us at info@griotnationradio.com.